Well, hey there everyone. So this week we're going to be doing another autumn look because I want it to be autumn so bad. And it's like melting temperature outside, so I'm just gonna ignore that, bring my mind into autumn, even though I don't have like fall leaves here or anything. I'm going to imagine that I have fall leaves and nice temperatures that I can drink tea to. So to help that delusion along, I'm gonna make another autumn look because why the heck not? So I was looking through Pinterest as usual, and I came across this photo here, which gave me some inspiration for what to make. So I was looking through my fabric stash and I found this like tan, almost corduroy-esque material, but it's not corduroy, that I've been saving up for a bit, and I just haven't really known what to do with. I was gonna make a skirt out of it, but then blah blah blah, so I'm gonna use that for this dress, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I'm trying to do the same style as that photo. So it comes up, has some thick straps, buttons all the way down, and pockets on the sides. So that's kind of what I'm gonna go for. So since I want this to be a pretty fitted dress, I am going to use the Anna corset pattern just because I know that fits me properly. So I'm just going to adjust that a bit. So basically for the top, I'm going to, instead of have it do the sweetheart neckline, I'm going to have it come straight across. And then I'm going to connect the back pieces into one because I don't need that many seams. So yeah, and then for the skirt portion, I'm going to be using I can't remember, it was like an A-line mini skirt pattern that I got off of Etsy at one point. I used it to make the green plaid skirt with the matching top for that video that I made, so that's the same thing that I'm going to be using for the skirt because that's the kind of style I'm looking for. So for this dress, I'm not going to be having a lining for the bodice or anything. I'm just, because this material is way too thick, and I honestly don't think my material could handle, or my machine could handle much more of this material than it already has. So it is just going to be one layer, and I'm just going to end up like hemming everything. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out the materials for this dress. So again, just one layer for the bodice, and then we're going to do the bodice first. So pretty much I'm just going to sew all the pieces together, and then once they're all sewn together, I'm just going to go ahead and hem around the top. So I'm just going to fold it in twice and sew along it, and that's just going to get rid of that raw edge. And then at this point, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the skirt, so I'm going to see you after that. So for the skirt, again, like I said, I'm going to be using that A-line mini skirt pattern. And so for the pattern, it has me cut 2 on a fold, but since I want the front to be open, I'm going to do 1 on the fold, and that's going to be the back one, and then the other, I'm going to give some extra room for buttons, and then I am going to cut them into 2 pieces so that they can be separate. Then I'm just going to go ahead and sew it together down the sides, and then we're moving along. So I did have to fiddle around with sizing a bit. It was kind of hard to do when I didn't have buttons and everything, so I kind of just had to go along with it and try and see what fit me best. But the top was a bit too big, so I did end up sewing down the middle a bit, just taking it in of the bodice. And then once I did that, I went ahead and I sewed the bodice onto the skirt. And then once I sewed them together, since I did shorten the bodice a bit, there was a bit of size difference. So I just went ahead and I trimmed the skirt to be the same, like size as the bodice. So once I trimmed that, I just went ahead and I hemmed the side of each side where the buttons are going to be. And then I went ahead and I added buttons and buttonholes. So I'm going to see after all that. So now that the buttons and everything were attached, I now am deciding to do the straps. So for the straps, I'm just going to use the material that I actually cut off for the skirt. So I'm just going to fold them right sides together and sew a pretty thick strap, turn it right sides out, and then just sew it straight on to the front and back. And then after that, I went ahead and I hemmed the bottom. I cut it up a bit, I think a few inches, because it was still a little long. So I basically just cut it up to the last button, and then I hemmed it. And then the last step for this dress is the pockets. So basically what I did for this pocket is I took masking tape, I put the dress on, I took masking tape, and then I taped around the spot where I wanted the pocket, because I wanted to make sure that I got this the right size. So once I taped the masking tape on me, then I outlined where I wanted it to be and the size that I wanted it to be, and then I used that to draft a pattern. And then I was trying to figure out how I was going to like hem the edges, how I wanted this pocket to be. So I decided I am going to put a lining on this pocket. So I went into my fabric stash and then I found this really cute like pumpkin autumny fabric that's not really going to be seen, but like I'll know it's there and I'll know it's fall themed. So I took that and I cut that out for the lining of the pocket, and then I sewed them right sides together all the way around except for this much at the bottom, which I would use to turn it right sides out, and then I ironed it and then sewed around it to make it flat, and then I just sewed it straight onto the dress, and there's pockets. And then this dress is done. So I guess I'll see you in the final look. And here you can watch me realize that I accidentally cut out two of the same pocket instead of having them reversed because of how the curtain was made. So I have to recut out one of the pieces. that. I even threw a more summery look on. So versatile. But mainly for autumn. Basically, if you throw any long sleeve under this dress, it works. And that's the way I want it. But yeah, I think this turned out actually way better than I thought it was going to. It looks pretty good. I'm really happy with the pockets. I really wish you could see like the inside because the pattern is actually really cute. But I guess it's just a little secret autumn pocket for myself. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, and it can be worn in the summer as well. But mainly I just want to wear sweaters with it. So I will be waiting to wear sweaters with it. I don't know if it's necessarily something I would wear without something under it. Like, I think dresses like this are kind of meant to have, it's almost like overalls. Like, you're kind of meant to have like a shirt or a sweater or something under it. I mean, if you don't want to, then you don't have to. It's up to you. But for me, I feel like I would throw something under it. Just because I think that's how I like the style of this dress. But yeah, added a new thing to my wardrobe that I'll actually wear. That's not a dress costume thing with a hoop skirt under it. So yeah, let me know if you like this dress. I think it was really good, like autumn look, and I definitely have more lined up because I love autumn looks and you can't take that from me. And then I also have a couple, I think, crafty things lined up in my noggin, so we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I don't think I have any big projects lined up just because there's a lot going on with things. So if I do a big project, it won't be like cosplay, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I might do some big dresses or something. But I think for the near future, I think it's safe to say I won't be doing any cosplays. If you know what's going on, then you know what's going on. And I'm not gonna explain it, but that's just kind of where I'm gonna be. So I'm just gonna do some more crafty, some more, you know, easy looks, some maybe renaissance-y looks because I love renaissance-y looks, and I'll keep you guys updated on all of that. So anywho, if you liked what I did, go ahead and like and subscribe. I post most Saturdays, mostly at noon, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.